Hello lovelies, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time of stopping by. Hi, you're highly welcome. Please consider subscribing to my channel. To my old subscribers, I say thank you very much for all your support. So in today's tutorial will be on this collar tutorial on how I cut and sew this shirt is already on the channel. Please check it out. We are going to be making tutorial on this collar today, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please watch to the end because you do not want to miss all the important information, and I will see you at the end of the video. Okay, for this tutorial we'll start off by measuring our neckline where we want to attach our collar. So I'm going to start from one end of the neckline to the other. And for this neckline I have about 15.25 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and we are going to go ahead to mark out the collar stand. That's what the first thing we're going to do, and I'll be using this pattern paper for our marking. So we're going to go ahead and insert half of the 15.25 inches that you measured. We just divide your neckline, your total neckline, into two, mark it, then add the half inch for joining. So I'm going to go ahead and make a straight line on that part. Then for this I'm going to measure this and get the center of what I just marked, sorry. And then from this side I'm going to be marking going up by half inch, and that half inch I'm going to go ahead and connect it to the center line that we marked earlier. And this side that have a curve is our center back, don't forget that. So from that line I'm going to be marking 1.5 inches all round. Remember, our marking is starting from that slanted line all the way to where we have our straight line, just like I pointed for you guys now. So I'm marking at 1.5 inches, and this 1.5 inches includes my sewing allowance. By the time I finish sewing it, I'll have about 0.75 remaining for my collar stand. So I'm going to go ahead and make a curve here. When you look at your collar stand on most of your shirt, you see that it has kind of curve at the front part of it. So this is how we just go ahead and curve that area. And that's all for this collar stand. We're going to go ahead and cut it out. If you haven't subscribed up to this moment, please, what are you waiting for? Hit on the subscribe button. So we are done cutting it. We're going to go ahead and cut our main collar, and for this I'm going to go ahead and mark a straight line because I want to have a straight line before we start cutting. So I'll mark a straight line and then cut it off. And I discovered that the side of my pattern paper isn't straight as well, so I'm going to go ahead and mark a straight line there. Then from the line I marked, we're going to go ahead and mark the half of our neckline. That's this 15.25 we measured divided by 2. I'll mark it and then add half inch allowance for joining, just like we did at the collar stand. And I'm going to go ahead and mark 3 inches all the way around, and this 3 inches includes my sewing allowance. By the time I finish sewing it, I'll have about 2 inches of collar. Remember, this collar is for children, so that's why I don't want it to be too wide. So I'll make a straight line there, and then from this side I'm going to go in by 1 inch. This side is for our front, so I'm going to go in by 1 inch and then slant it to meet the straight line up. And then from our center back I'm going to go up by half of an inch and then slant it to meet the slanted line I made earlier. Just look at the video, you will understand what I'm trying to say. And that's all for our collar. Easy peasy. So we are going to go ahead and cut this out before we transferring it to our fabric, and we'll continue with the tutorial. So this is our collar and our collar stand. So I've gone ahead to transfer this to my fabric, and my fabric is cut out into two, my collar two, my collar stand two as well, and I have gone ahead to iron my stay on it. If you have your collar stand, you can work with that as well. And if you want to iron this to just one side of your fabric, you can go ahead and do that. So I just made a notch on this at the center of each of the pieces so that it is easier for us to work with. So for my collar, the main collar, I'm going to go ahead and place this together. I just placed the two fabrics together. That place we notched earlier, the center, I made sure that the center is matched together. Then I'm going to go ahead and pin it all the way around, then stitch it from one side to the other. So where we stitch is not where we have a slanted side. The slanted place is where we have opening for us to turn it. I hope you understand this. So I just cut out the excess fabric at the edge and then turn this inside out. So I've gone ahead to iron this down to keep it in place and make it neat. So for the collar stand, we are going to go ahead and attach this. This is why you want to attach. Look at it well before attaching. We're going to place the place we notched earlier, the center to center. So look at you see how I placed it. The curved part is on it, so that by the time you turn it, that front curve will be the way it's supposed to be. You can just try it with your pin, making sure that where you're supposed to pin is the side you're supposed to pin before stitching it down. So I'm going to go ahead and pin the three pieces pinning from one end to the other before going to my sewing machine to stitch it down. So I'm going to stitch from one side to the other side, and this is it. After I was done stitching it, I'm going to go ahead, remove all the pin before we proceed. And just like I did at the collar stand, I cut off all the excesses at the pointed area and then make a notch because that place has a little bit of curve. I'll make a little notch there before turning it to the right side. So I've gone ahead to iron this down, and the ½ inch I'm going to use to stitch it to the fabric to my body, I also ironed it in just like I showed you, so that it will be easier for me to stitch down. The next thing I'm going to do is to mark ½ inch all around my shirt, so that by the time I place the collar on it, I will make sure that I am stitching it on the same ½ inch. So I went ahead to mark this all round. Then I'm going to go ahead and fold this together to get the center of the shirt. So after folding it together, I'm going to go ahead and notch this. Then I'm going to open up my collar. Remember the notching we made earlier at the center. I'll match the two notches together, the center by center, making sure it's in place. Then I'm going to go ahead and pin it down, then pin all the way from one side of the collar to the other before going to my sewing machine to stitch it. And that's all for this tie. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please check out this tutorial on the shirt in my channel. It's on my channel already, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Share to family and friends as well, and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed to my channel. And thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.